Hi guys, David and David from Payette.com and Upphone.com coming to you live tonight, first time in a while. We're here to talk about the iPhone 11. Will it have 5G? Does it need 5G? And some other leaks surrounding the iPhone 11. We just did some research on that today. Also going to talk about cell phones for seniors. We're going to do some more in-depth videos on cell phone plans and cell phones for seniors tomorrow. We're going to give you a little sneak preview here tonight of what we're going to talk about in those videos. And we just passed 100,000 subscribers. So we thought we'd do a nice little Q&A here and hear from you in the audience.
Yeah.
And
it's been
chat it
awesome.
up.
Yeah, it's been awesome to see that we've had some success.
Yes.
It's been very unexpected. Our last video, well, not our last one, but recently we had a video that got 2.4 million views in about 10 days.
Yeah.
And,
Well, it was interesting because I got here 2 weeks ago on a Tuesday and it had 10,000 views and we were at 59,000 subscribers and we're like, oh, we're going to get to 60,000 subscribers so soon. And then over the course of the next 3 days, we just saw it really take off. To at one point, it had 36,000 views in 1 hour.
Yeah.
And as you said, 2.4 million.
That's amazing.
We've now cracked 100,000 subs.
Yep, so we got our little check mark
Got
by
a little
YouTube.
check
which is cool.
verification.
Yeah. Yep, they have to chat with them.
Yeah, I had to chat with them, had to confirm our identities.
They took a look, they gave us the thumbs up, and here we are.
Here we are.
On our way to 1 million.
On our way.
To 1,000 at a time. So we're up to 108,000. That's really cool.
Yeah, so a lot of our new subscribers are here because of that video. We also just put out a new video, 10 iPhone settings you should turn on immediately. That's doing well. You should check that out after this stream.
Yep.
If you like the turn off settings, you'll like the turn
You'll
on
like
settings.
to turn them back on. But they're different settings.
They're different settings for
Yep.
sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
One of the things that we've seen is that people really like to be told what to do.
Right, yeah.
Very clearly.
Do this, do this, do
Yeah,
that.
sometimes we suggest things to do, and then when we say, definitely turn off these settings right now, people watch the video.
Right.
So we're honored that you trust us like that.
Yes. Hello, everyone in the chat. We see your chats. Yeah.
Howdy from Houston. Hi from Peru. Congratulations on 100,000.
Thank you.
Sweet. Got rejected from Apple Card. Not happy. I haven't even applied yet.
Is that a new thing?
Yeah, is that a new thing?
that a
The
new
Apple
thing?
Apple's putting out a credit card.
I didn't
and
know
it's
about that.
amazing. It's beautiful. It hooks up to the iPhone. I think it's 2% cash or 1.5% cash back
There you go.
on everything. Yeah, it's okay. I'm sticking.
Maybe I'll apply.
I'm sticking with my
don't
Chase
have a credit
Rewards card.
What's y'all opinion on the Note 10? We are going to get to that later because that's actually ties into our first little discussion, first little
That is
segment here
interesting, yeah.
about the iPhone 11. The names haven't been released yet.
Yep, we're going with 11, and so is
going with
everybody
11.
else.
I actually did see something today where the guy who predicted the last 3 iPhone names said that one of the iPhone names is going to be the iPhone Pro.
Okay.
Allegedly. So I think it's probably, like iPhone 11, 11 Plus, and then that third phone, it was the 10 hour before. Now it might be the Pro.
Yeah, we've got the iPad Pro. Makes sense that
Yep.
we get the iPhone Pro.
So 5G and the iPhone 11. Now we know that Samsung has released 3 phones now with 5G, and we've seen people asking, we've actually heard people ask us directly, will the iPhone 11 have 5G? The answer to that is no, and people kind of get upset about that, but the iPhone 11 doesn't need 5G. No phone, at this point, no phones really need 5G. I almost think it's more of a marketing ploy by Samsung.
Right. Phones don't need to have 5G. 5G is designed to deliver no latency, so it's going to be that fast of a response time. If you've ever hit play in a YouTube video and you see the little thing go around for 1/10 of a second, that's the latency that 5G is going to get rid of. But it's going to get rid of 1/10 of a second. It's not going to make this giant difference. YouTube, even at 1080p streaming or Netflix, 4G, the technology that we have today is more than enough to handle everything that we do today in our iPhones. And that's why I think they're not building it into the new iPhone. Another reason why is that since 5G is so new, it has to do with the logic boards that are built into the iPhone. So the iPhone has a system on a chip design, which means that the processor, the modem, the 4G LTE part, and a whole bunch of other components are built into one single chip. And because it's one chip, it's less expensive to produce and it uses less energy. So at this point, the 5G phones, like the Samsung 5G phones, have their regular old system on a chip. It's called with the 4G modem and all that. And then they have this whole separate 5G system. And that's the reason why Samsung built a larger battery into their 5G Galaxy S10. So the other reason that I don't think they're really worrying about it that much is that 5G isn't going to be deployed on any sort of wide scale for a long time.
It's only available right now in a few It's very select area. I think Chicago might be one.
Yeah, but only tiny areas of these cities.
You know, the towers have a shorter range.
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe a few hundred meters instead of a few miles. So although we can connect devices, 1,000 more devices than we can with 4G to a single node, there's going to have to be all these things attached to light poles and everywhere else. And we could totally get into some of the health concerns that people have.
So we've been researching a little bit. You talked to a doctor who is convinced that there is a a 5G health concern, and we're working on a video on that. We want to actually get more into the details and the research and what they're saying. But
there's a lot out there already, but none of it is really conclusive. There are links between 5G radiation and all these micropulses. That's kind of how 5G technology works. And 4G is it's a lot of quick pulses in the EMF, electromagnetic frequencies. And we can get real technical fast. But the theory is behind the... Should I talk about that real quick?
The
why safety.
Not?
See if I can explain this at all. It'll be good practice for a video.
Right.
The theory is that in our bodies, our cells have what are called voltage-gated calcium channels, or VGCCs. So our bodies are made up of mostly water and are conductive, as we know. Like they conduct electricity.
Mostly water. It's a Star Trek reference right there.
Yeah, it is. And if a cell is subjected to the right amount of electrical current or the right pulses, then these voltage-gated calcium channels, VGCCs, can be activated and lots of calcium floods into a cell that shouldn't be flooding into a cell because our cells have this balance that's always maintained. So if that happens, there can be issues with DNA and people are worried about brain issues and all sorts of other things.
Right.
So
we're going to get more into the health issues in a later video.
Yeah. Obviously, we're still working on the details ourselves.
I'm very skeptical. I'm just going to throw that out there. I'm very skeptical of it.
And I asked Dr. Paul why people are skeptical, and he had a really good reason. And I think that reason is that he said that our bodies are designed to detect danger with our senses.
Okay.
Like we're aware, we get a gut feeling about something, but our senses don't detect any sort of danger coming from this.
Sure.
And so since our senses don't detect it, we don't see it as a threat.
Interesting.
Right. Whereas if there's, a bear that runs by, I'm going to go run and hide.
Absolutely. So if you really need a 5G phone, and if you actually live in one of those areas where 5G is available, if you're one of those few people, you do have essentially 3 options at this point. It's the Samsung Galaxy S10, the Note 10 Plus, and the regular Note 10. Now, someone in the chat earlier asked us what our opinion on the Note 10 is and the Note 10 Plus, and I actually went through recently and wrote some bios about both the 10 and the 10 Plus, and I was kind of surprised to see how inferior they were to the Note 9, because if you compare battery size, the Note 9 is a bigger battery. And then if you compare display size, pixels per inch, the Note 9 has a higher pixel density. So the display is sharper and the battery lasts longer than the Note 10.
Right. That's interesting. So you said that the Note 9 has a larger battery, though.
Yes.
But maybe that's why they made the display less sharp. Because it's going to use less battery life.
So at the end of
kind
the
of a
day,
balance.
So at the end of the day, you're still getting about the same battery life and a worse display.
Yep.
And you can get the Note 9 for cheaper than the Note 10. I mean, if you're going to this is my recommendation. If you really want a 5G phone and you need it now, Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus 5G. That's the one.
And if you really think you want a 5G phone and you really think you need it now, you might want to reconsider that thought process because you really probably don't. It's just that 5G is really designed for device-to-device communication. Like a doctor is in Singapore and he's operating on somebody in New York. So there can't be any lag between the doctor in Singapore and the person that's having surgery because then bad things could happen. But 5G is designed for device-to-device communication, whereas 4G was designed for human-to-device communication more. So like 4G unlocked the world of the internet to us. We could stream videos, we could do video chat, we could do all that. But this 5G, they're selling it to us like it's designed for people, but it's really more for devices.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I'm not interested in anything 5G at this point. I'm going to wait. Let them actually build out the network and to demonstrate to us why it's a huge improvement over 4G.
Yep, and if the rest of us are still alive by then, we'll consider the 5G phones. Right.
Yeah, and I don't know if you mentioned this earlier too. One last thing about the iPhone 11 and why it doesn't need 5G is that an iPhone, anything you do on it doesn't really require 5G speeds.
Yeah.
What's the most intensive thing you do is stream videos and...
download a game every once in a while or a software update, which most people do on Wi-Fi anyway.
And if you've got a 4G connection, you can stream videos super fast.
Yep. So we'll see what they come out with that needs this 5G. But until we see something like that, I'm not convinced that we actually need it.
Right. Yeah, so some other iPhone 11 stuff. We've taken a look at some of the leaks, and we're not super impressed at this point. You actually made a reference earlier to it was like the iPhone 6S to the iPhone 7. The iPhone 7 is really like the iPhone 6SS because it didn't really improve much. And that's kind of how we feel about the iPhone 11 at this point, where there aren't any really significant improvements. The display, still got the notch in there, same camera, same Face ID. On the rear, though, there is the new triple camera, which is probably going to be better than the current dual camera.
Yep.
But how significantly better?
Yeah. Every year they put out the best smartphone ever on a best smartphone ever on a camera. Best camera ever on a smartphone.
There you go.
Every year is their sales pitch. And I think it's supposed to have a wide telephoto lens that is going to be able to take really cool photographs, but it seems more like, as David said, an incremental update than something revolutionary.
Right. But it will have iOS 13 built in, which is cool. iOS 13, you got dark mode now.
Yep. We almost called this video as...
Yeah, we wanted to call this... I had an idea to call this video Pay It Forward and Upphone After Dark Mode, because it's late here on the East Coast. It's 10 p.m.-ish. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what do we got in the chat?
Yeah, let's dive into the chat. A lot of chats.
A lot of chats. That's good.
Q sent me cheers. That's nice. Q's here.
Q's.
I love the Star Trek references. I love it. 5G, love the 8. Because it still has a home button and the gold is beautiful. Absolutely.
Sure does.
Or
Yeah, I mean, especially if you're looking for a new phone, but you're on more of a budget, going back a few generations of the iPhone or the Samsung Galaxy, it's a really affordable option. Those phones are still great, and the iPhone 8 isn't going to be on the legacy list anytime soon.
Wow. Mary Elizabeth asks, Verizon told me 5G will be available by the end of 2020. Will the iPhone 6S handle this newer technology?
iPhone 6S, no. I don't think so. No, iPhone 6S, I bet it might be obsolete by...
There is no iPhone that is available today or will be available this year that will be able to handle that technology.
2020, huh? They said that? Verizon said that?
I mean, in certain cities.
Sure. They're not going to be they're not going to be across the country by the end of 2020. There's no way.
Yeah. I think that the people at the Verizon store are making stuff up because it already is available on Verizon in some cities. On Upphone, we have a list of cities.
We do.
Yep.
Check out the Upphone. What is it? The coverage map page.
Coverage is not. It probably should be on the coverage map page. It's on its own little page. It's also on Wikipedia.
Great.
Yep. From Upphone.
Sure.
Yeah. Got ourselves a nice little link there. So, 21 Bricks is going to get a free Note 10 and then sell it to get an iPhone XS, which is awesome.
Cool.
Cheapest version of the iPhone 11. Brandon says, one thing I'm curious to see with 5G is the increased bandwidth, potentially causing less of a bottleneck in heavily populated areas. Bigger pipe for congested towers. Absolutely. Dan, bigger pipe for... So
break it down for me.
So 4G towers that we see have a range of many, many, many miles. But we see them much more frequently than that. And it has nothing to do with the range of the towers. It has everything to do with how many phones can be connected to them simultaneously. And that's why we see a lot more towers than we would need to if there weren't as many people. So the 5G box can connect 1,000 devices. A 4G tower can be running 100 phone calls, let's say, at once. But that 4G tower is servicing miles of area, whereas the 5G box is only serving a few hundred meters of area. So the number of devices that can be connected is way more.
That's good.
And so that's probably one of the reasons they're going to be rolling it out in those heavily populated areas first.
Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Evening, guys. From Phoenix. Great tips and information. Thank you. Jar Cohen, 123, has the iOS 13 beta just like us. And it's great.
How do you like it? I mean, I'm kind of unimpressed at this point. I've used dark mode for the past 24 hours, and it's all right. I'm kind of sick of it already.
Yeah, I like it.
The issue I have with the beta is that it's just killing my battery life.
Yeah.
Absolutely killing it.
Last year we came out with a video called iOS 12 beta sucks, or iOS 12 sucks. And people, we were like, this thing stinks. It's not solid. It crashes all the time. And then people were like, it's a beta. It's supposed to crash, idiots. And we thought that was a pretty fair point.
That's a fair point.
It was a fair...
we were more saying that none of the features were anything. There was no new features that were any interest. There was screen time, which I haven't used at all. The Measure app, that's useful.
Yeah.
That gives you a different measurement every time you use it.
Yep. Yeah, that was a video that we
You switched places, living on the edge. Yeah, we had to do a different audio setup for the live stream.
Yeah.
So we had to use his Mac, and I'm relegated to the right side of the table.
At the right hand?
Yeah, right-hand man.
We'll go with that reference. I'm watching this on an iPhone 6. When should I get a new phone? When you can't watch us anymore?
Well, the interesting thing... Well, I'm going to check the legacy list really quick, because I don't know which phones are being added to it this year, but the iPhone 6 is going to be on the legacy list pretty soon, which means Apple won't give you any support and you won't get any new iOS updates.
Yeah.
So
People always ask us, should I upgrade to the latest version of iOS? And I always say yes, unless it's the last model that supports that version of the software. So I'm not sure what the which...
obsolete in the United States, iPhone 5. So the iPhone 6 might actually be added to this list in a month.
Vintage.
Something to keep an
Well,
eye on.
the 5S would be the next one.
5S the next one? Yeah, so in 1 to 2 years, your iPhone 6 is probably going to be on this legacy list on Apple's website.
Yeah, but that's for repairs.
That's for
I mean,
repairs.
that's totally like, we're never going to touch your phone, go away
Yeah.
type of stuff at the Genius Bar. Obsolete. Oh yeah, there's vintage and there's obsolete products. Interesting. David found a page with all these
Yeah,
things. that
Apple
are-
has a page that you can see all the phones that they call vintage or obsolete, which they don't provide support for anymore.
Yep.
And if you find your phone on that list, it's probably a good sign that you need to upgrade.
Yeah. If you go to the Genius Bar, they'll tell you to go away. It's too old for us.
The iPhone 6 is still a solid phone, though, if you have it.
Yeah, it's great. My mom has an iPhone 6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good phone.
She's rocking it out. It's good. I think the iPhone 6 is great. If you had a 5S, I'd tell you to go upgrade right away. But
Yep.
yeah, the 6 is a nice display. Yeah. We're not here to try to sell you new stuff.
Yeah. But if you do want to upgrade to a new phone, check out upphone.com. And maybe we should just mention this real quick, is that Sprint right now, they have a flex lease, and you get the newest phones for $10 to $15 a month, which is a ridiculous deal.
So when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about seniors
Yep.
and cell phone plans, and we're just going to take a 1 minute break.
Yeah, really
or 2
quick.
minutes, and we will be right back.
Yes.
Drop some questions in the chat.
Drop some questions in the chat for us,
Yep.
and we will answer them as soon as we're back in about 60 seconds.
60 seconds. All right. Thanks, guys.
Get your soul. Hunting alone.
Wow, we're already back. How fast was that?
Faster than a commercial break on
you-
TV.
Yeah, we were actually just watching Card Sharks, and it's like 5 minutes.
Higher.
Yeah, higher, lower. Yeah.
Higher.
So you get 5 minutes of the game show, and then 3 minutes of commercials. It's
Yeah. We've been
and now they're
watching
doing during the baseball games anyway. They have ads during the games now, which is
Yeah. Making the
Kind-
the commentator's job's easier.
yes.
No ads on this channel.
Jar Cohen says, "Glad you're live." Great. Yeah, I mean, we've been tinkering with the idea of doing live streams more often. Definitely something we would consider doing frequently. Once or twice a month if there's interest and demand for it. So yeah, if you like the stream, let us know. Give us a like, subscribe, tell your
Yeah,
friends.
subscribe. Yeah. We'd love if you'd subscribe
Yep.
to our channel.
See, quick check of the chat, and then we're going to talk about cell phones for seniors. Let's see.
And 21 Bricks wants to take an iPhone 3G to the Genius Bar.
iPhone 3G to the Genius Bar. Yeah,
Yeah, do it.
Good luck with that.
Yeah. When I was there, I had somebody bring in the original iPhone, which at the time was 6 or 7 years old, and we had one in stock. Sometimes people get the idea that they could bring in an old product and Apple's going to replace it with a newer one, because they do with iPods, like the iPod Classics.
Okay.
If you bring in an iPod Classic, like a 20 gigabyte iPod from way back when, they'll offer to replace it with a 160 gigabyte one.
Okay.
One of the newest ones, which is now not new at all. The one with the hard drive. And,
Right.
it was $130, and people would do that. But I think the guy was disappointed when I brought in a new original iPhone. He's like, oh, great.
I want a new phone.
But yeah.
How long can I expect to have my iPhone 6S be useful? Probably for a couple more years at least.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're happy with your iPhone 6S, just stick with it.
Stick with it? Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that an iPhone 6S is a great phone. Absolutely.
Thanks so much for addressing us seniors. You're welcome. Yeah, we actually have this article on Upphone, best cell phones and plans for seniors. It's about a 7,000 word article. We went crazy with it, and it's really an excellent article. And we
We wrote it.
Yeah, we wrote it. we debunk a lot of these stereotypes you see concerning seniors and cell phones. There's a lot of really negative stereotypes that are just not true at all.
I think that the way the technology industry talks to senior citizens is ageist, would be the word,
Yep.
and very unfair. And what they do is they talk down to seniors. And a lot of us are, I don't want to say guilty, but a lot of people of all ages believe that seniors don't want to learn how to use new technology, or they can't learn how to use new technology, or they're just not interested in it. And it's why would they want to use a smartphone? They're happy with just their. But really, what that does is it disconnects senior citizens from the outside world, and it disempowers them. And seniors are as capable as any other demographic of learning how to use and enjoying new technology, or new smartphones. I think that seniors are the generation that grew up through the computer age, and they saw computers when they filled up the size of rooms, and then they used computers when they were command prompts, and then they had to learn how to use Windows, and then Windows would crash if you hit the wrong button.
Right.
And so there's a hesitation that some seniors had that I would see when I was working at the Apple store. A lot of the times the seniors would know exactly what to do, but they just wanted to make sure that the phone wasn't going to break if they did it. So when I worked with people, I really think there's just two things to keep in mind. The first thing is that you can't break an iPhone. Like, you're not going to hit the wrong button and end up lost. And if you do get lost and you don't recognize something, just hit the home button.
Hit the home button or swipe up on the
Swipe up
screen,
the
and
bottom of the screen.
there you go. You're back to where you
You're back
started.
home. And so there's all these companies out there that purportedly sell easy-to-use flip phones, which are the phones that we all used 10 years ago.
Right.
To seniors, because seniors need big buttons and they can't handle these newfangled devices. And all they're doing is selling old, crappy technology to seniors at inflated prices.
Yep.
And they're telling seniors they're easier to use, but I don't know if you guys remember when we had to type text messages and all we had was the number pad. So if we wanted to type the hello,
Yeah, hello, it would take you 13 button
13
presses.
taps.
But then if you go over your letter that you want, you have to do it all over
All
again.
over again, right.
So I used to have an iPhone 4, and I dropped it in the pool the first day of summer. So I'm like, I don't have a phone, what am I going to do? I had this old flip phone lying around. I'm like, all right, I'll use that. That's fine. And I got so frustrated with it so quickly because it was slow, and I'm trying to text long messages, and it would take me 5 to 10 minutes to send a text message to people because the A9 keyboard would screw up. It'd be slow and laggy.
Yeah.
And these are the type of phones that some carriers that market directly to seniors are selling them now.
right?
And if there's anything that's going to turn them off from technology, it's,
These crappy old
here's
phones.
this crappy old phone instead of, here's this new iPhone. Not even, maybe it's an iPhone 7. That's way easier to use.
Yep.
And one of the things they say a lot is that look at how big these buttons are. And if you compare a flip phone
with those tiny little buttons
with the tiny little buttons on the keypad,
and the tiny little screen.
yeah,
Yep.
to an iPhone, and you go to the phone app and you look at the keypad, the buttons are huge.
Right.
They're huge.
Right.
The apps, you can increase the size of the buttons and the apps and the icons on your iPhone. So if they really are too small for you, you can bump up the size.
Right, you can bump up the size of the text.
Yep, you can increase font size, increase
Right.
font weight.
And that's just for people that actually need that. A lot of seniors, and these are people who are 65 and older, have absolutely no need for any of these accessibility features. So we're not saying that every senior needs to go in and bump their text size up to 1,000.
Right.
But it's there if you need to. And that's actually there for people of any age that
Right.
might have difficulty seeing or have issues. But the new phones are easier to use. And one of the things that we notice with Apple, and I think that it's one of the reasons they take some flack, is that it used to be that every year there'd be the newest feature and it would be this amazingly technical thing that we would get. But this year, and everything just keeps getting easier. It's like we've built the easiest to use smartphone ever.
Yep.
It used to be when we transferred data, we had to back it up to iTunes, and we had to plug the new phone into iTunes, and we had to go through this whole restore process. Now you get a new phone and it says, hey, bring your old phone over to the new phone.
Right.
And then,
Done.
okay, we'll transfer all your data for you. All right, you're done.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah, syncing up your Apple Watch to your iPhone to pair it, you just kind of hold it over and then it look
Yep.
at the screen and it's paired.
Right.
Super easy to do.
We always say, and this is something that we talk about in the article, when we're talking about seniors and technology, we always say, oh, my grandmother doesn't have a use for a smartphone. But really, we don't ever say, like, I'm going to go use my smartphone.
Right.
I always say, I'm going to go take a picture.
Right.
Or I'm going to go, video chat with David. Or I'm going to go stream a YouTube video. Or I'm going to go write an email. because we use our smartphones to do that. So what we should be saying is, my grandmother has no use for a great camera that she can use to take pictures of her family, and my grandmother has no need to connect to the outside world and stay in touch. And my grandmother doesn't need it's not the smartphone, it's all the things that it can do. And by denying seniors access to those things, we're really just robbing them of that joy that we all have with technology. So I get a little fired up about that. But
yeah, well, our original draft of the article was closer to 10,000 words long because there were a couple carriers in particular that really take all the negative stereotypes and just blast them at seniors.
Yeah.
And it's exploited.
It's almost comical.
Yeah.
When you start to look at it.
Right.
Yeah. We'll do that in a different video.
Yeah, that's gonna be a video. Watch us blast one of the wireless carriers.
Yeah, we won't name them now, but it's amazing.
Yeah. So I mean, if you know a senior, or if you are a senior who is looking for a phone or a plan, check out our article, Best Cell Phones and Plans for Seniors. You go to Upphone, it's right on the homepage. Check it out. Let us know what you think.
Yeah, and Lori Vance, one of our biggest supporters, says that she has a 76-year-old client who has an iPhone 10 and an Apple Watch and loves to show me stuff on it.
Right.
Absolutely. My parents, I pushed them a little bit into Apple products.
Yeah.
My dad, I gave him an iPad for Christmas one year when I was working at Apple because we got a big discount on iPads. And he opened up the box and he's like, "We have an iPad," and set it aside, But then he fell in love with it. And eventually he got an iPhone, my mom, everybody's using this stuff.
Right.
And they love it. Seniors love it. One of the most touching stories I heard. Tell the story.
Good. Go
David.
for it.
All right. So I was in the Apple store and I heard a story about a woman that somebody had worked with, and she was legally blind, and she had never seen her grandchildren because she was legally blind and really couldn't see much of anything. But then her family gave her an iPad, and she was able to see her grandchildren for the first time by putting the picture on the iPad, zooming way in, and holding it right up to her face. So without the technology, this woman would never have been able to see her grandchildren.
Yep.
So that's one of those stories that made me feel good.
Yeah.
It was like, we're doing the right thing here.
It's a great example of how seniors, really can take advantage of the latest technology.
Yeah.
Can't do that on the flip phone. You can't. They don't
even
even have touch screens.
Yeah.
How are you gonna zoom in on a picture?
You're
You're gonna zoom in on a
crazy.
Yeah.
Yep, Eric Hernandez says, taught my 93-year-old aunt how to use FaceTime 4 months ago. She's fascinated by it.
Yeah, we actually recently wrote an article about video chatting using FaceTime and Skype and Google Hangouts, and this is one of the things that we think seniors would really love too, because your grandchild that's at college, they're miles away. You can FaceTime them anytime you want.
Yep, and I think that seniors, the ones that I've spoken to anyway, are sick of these technology companies talking down to them, like they're these doddering old fools that can't learn anything new.
Right.
Meanwhile, these are these people who have lived entire lifetimes of learning new technologies, and it's not like they hit a certain age and then all of a sudden they can't learn anything new. Like they're people.
Well, in 40 years, they'll be saying that about us.
They will be, and we'll be saying
These old
You're
folks can't handle the hover car.
yeah,
They want a parallel park like idiots.
yeah. I'll drive my own car.
Yep. So looking at the chat, as a retired nurse, I firmly believe dementia can be held at bay when given fascinating phones, computers to play with.
Absolutely.
There are actually a lot of really
That's
good,
really cool.
a lot of good brain games in the App Store too. That, should check those out.
Yeah. Right. Or just regular games.
I applaud you both for being so respectful of seniors. Our society tends to blow off seniors. Yeah, well, that was actually one of our motivations for writing the articles. We'd see all this really, and other websites too are publishing content, kind of reinforcing these stereotypes. So we wanted to take a different approach, and I think we
the honest approach. Yeah.
The honest approach. We're not trying to sell you expensive cell phone plans approach.
Right. The way that all these websites work and the way that our website works with upphone.com is that we make a commission when people click a link through our website and then they buy a product on another website. So somebody goes through our website, they look through all the phones that we offer and all the plans. We don't put anybody actually we do pick out a few that we put at the top that
we pick out like the top.
But they're good plans that we pick out. We
Yeah.
put them there, but we don't have any sort of ranking system where we're saying we're pushing people in a direction. We have every phone and we have every carrier in the US. If somebody, for instance, clicks through to a Verizon website, buys a line, we make some money because of that.
Right.
It's a referral system.
Yep.
But unfortunately, a lot of the other websites, like all of the other websites, look at who pays the highest dollar amount and then says that those are the best phones.
Right.
And they just repeat the marketing speak of these companies that take advantage of seniors.
Yeah, and actually, one of those companies that takes advantage of seniors does have one of the highest commission payouts.
It's a shame that
Yeah.
we have to be honest and not recommend them.
Right, yeah.
Because we could probably make a lot of money.
They
if
were
we did.
actually, like, when we looked at, we compared their plans to other carriers' plans, they were by far the worst for seniors. And they were a company that marketed directly to seniors. Like,
Yeah.
that was their whole thing.
Right.
And we
It's
were,
amazing how overpriced they were. They sell they sell a thing that is supposed to be better than 911
yeah.
that they charge
well,
seniors $20
it's
a
health,
month
it's
for.
a health and services packages that is like $30 to $50 a month, but anything that, pretty much everything in that package you can get for free on your iPhone.
Right.
Or you can call 911.
And it's more reliable
Yeah.
by just, it's like if you're having a medical emergency,
Mm-hmm.
would you rather call 911 or call a third party service that will then make a determination about whether or not you're actually having an emergency that warrants calling 911? And then they'll call 911 for you, and hopefully nothing goes wrong in that process. And as part of their disclaimer, it's like, in certain areas of the country, if we can't confirm that you're having an emergency, we'll actually not be able to connect you to 911. Whereas if you call 911 and they can't hear you, they'll send people to
Right.
you. So I think that these types of services are not just a ripoff, they actually can cause harm to
Right.
seniors. I certainly wouldn't want to use this service if I was having an emergency.
Right. I wouldn't recommend it to anyone.
Yeah, no, totally.
And that's why we don't recommend it to you.
Right? Exactly. Yeah.
Here's an unrelated question in the chat. Does wireless charging ruin your battery faster than plugging it in? I don't think so.
No.
Not that I'm aware of.
Ruining your battery. If your battery can be ruined by charging it too quickly up to 100%. So lithium-ion batteries, the fast charging ones, they're good at getting charged fast up to like say 80%. But then once you start shoving it all the way up to 100, then you start to run into problems.
Sure.
So that's how the Apple fast charging works. It speeds up to 80% and then it trickle charges the rest of the way.
Yep.
But wireless chargers don't have a lot of amperage anyway, so they don't charge your phone quickly, and therefore are not going to cause any problems.
One thing that could ruin your iPhone's battery is using a cable that's not MFI certified, and then it heats up your battery a lot, and then your phone breaks.
Yep, exactly.
So if you're charging with a cable, just make sure it's MFI certified.
Yeah, and use the Apple chargers. Don't use a third-party charger with all this high amperage. Sometimes these fast chargers are the things that actually
Yeah, I
destroy
mean,
your
we
battery.
recommend like Apple, and then Amazon Basics has good chargers too, and that's stick with those, and you'll be fine.
Yeah, third-party service. Yeah, David squared.
Yeah, that's us.
Aw. We don't blow off seniors. No, no siree. No siree, Bob.
Yeah.
What else are we going to talk about with seniors? I just think that seniors have a lot of the same needs and same wants.
They have all the same needs.
Yeah, they have all the same needs as people that are younger. So
Right.
people try to isolate them as this demographic that has totally different technology needs. But
Yeah, and then another way that a smartphone is significantly better than a flip phone is that it actually can connect to the internet. So you want to check the weather, you want to check the score, you want to check your stock prices, whatever. I mean, you can't do that on a flip phone. I know, because I had a flip phone a long time ago, and to connect to the internet, it was a pay-as-you-go flip phone plan. And it would be like, every minute you spend online costs you a third of a minute. But the web pages would take minutes to load. So, you've loaded one web page, you've just spent $3 to load a web page, and you can't do anything with it.
yeah. Can we rip apart one carrier real quick? Just I think it'd be interesting.
Yeah.
AT&T. Can we
Oh, the
throw
Senior
one under
Nation
bus?
plan?
Yeah, let's throw one right
All
under
right,
the bus.
let me pull up the Senior Nation plan real quick.
Now, you would think that a company like AT&T wouldn't do something shady like rip off seniors.
Yeah.
But they do have a plan called Senior Nation. And the Senior Nation plan is the biggest ripoff
It's
in cell phone
I
history.
mean, when we saw this plan, we were actually kind of surprised that they're still offering it. And we've actually seen other websites recommend this, like legitimately recommend this plan for
Right.
seniors. And
they're just trying to take advantage of seniors the same way that some of these companies are. Let's
So-
give them the stats.
So here we go. Per month, you're paying $29.99.
Okay.
You get 200 anytime minutes.
Remember this? Or just keep going.
Yeah, 208. So that's about 3 hours and change.
Anytime minutes.
Anytime minutes.
As opposed to unlimited mobile-to-mobile minutes. So
Yeah, so-
unlimited calling to other AT&T mobile
So
customers.
if every person in the world that you know is an AT&T customer, that's okay. It's still overpriced because every single plan, every single prepaid
Yeah.
plan includes limited minutes and messages.
Right.
You also get 500 nights and weekend minutes.
500 nights and weekend minutes.
So we know
It's like this plan.
Yeah.
2008 called.
Yeah.
They want their cell phone plan back.
But wait, it gets better. If you go over your minutes allotment in a month, you're getting charged 45 cents a minute.
So you pay $30 a month.
Yep.
And let's just say you use 200 more minutes.
Yep.
So 200
200
times 45, 100, $90. So then you get a $90 bill for talking on the phone for 45 or for 200 minutes. So now my $30 bill for a senior citizen is $120.
Or what you could do is you could go to AT&T.com or upphone.com and get their 1 gigabyte prepaid plan, which also costs, I think, $30 is how much
Yeah.
it costs. And that includes unlimited minutes, no caveats with the nights and weekends.
Yeah.
You get unlimited messages.
Yep, no text messages included in this plan.
Is that true?
Yeah, I don't get any texting.
I don't see any texting listed
You
here.
get nothing.
And of course, there's no cellular data on this plan either.
Yeah.
With an AT&T prepaid plan, 1 gigabyte of cellular data.
When we see things like this, where AT&T is charging seniors $30 a month for this giant ripoff, and putting them in a position where if they go over, they're going to get absolutely hosed, it makes zero sense to us why anybody would have this plan and why AT&T even continues to offer it.
Yeah, it's kind of buried in the website, but you can find it. You just search AT&T Senior Nation. It's there.
Yeah.
You can sign up for it. Other people are recommending this plan. I have no idea why. It's not helpful at
money,
all.
right.
And they could, if they're a website, they can make the same commission by recommending an AT&T prepaid plan.
Not necessarily. Sometimes the commissions are
Oh,
different
that's
for
true.
prepaid
That's
plans
true,
as for
yeah.
postpaid plans. But
That's
we won't
true.
get into that. But no, it is. I think that what most websites do is they don't actually do research into what's best for seniors or really even care. They just do a Google search like senior plans by AT&T, senior plans by Verizon, and you could do that. And then they take 15 minutes, put a bunch of stuff in Google Drive, rewrite it, put it on their website, and say these are the best plans for seniors because AT&T says so and because these other companies say so.
And that's why we wanted to differentiate ourselves a little bit. We took a deep dive and we saw what we actually did some research. Like, what are the stereotypes these carriers are using to market to seniors? And we said, that's wrong, that's ageist, that's stupid, that's outdated.
Yeah.
This plan is bad, that plan's bad, this carrier is ripping people off.
Right.
Here are plans that we actually recommend. And really, a lot of the prepaid plans, they don't cost a lot. You get some cellular data and unlimited minutes messages.
Yeah.
Great networks, compatible with the latest phones.
And you can't ever get an overage charge, which I love.
Yep.
Personally, I have a prepaid plan through Verizon. And it used to be that prepaid plans were like these sort of second-rate plans that people didn't really want to touch. But Verizon, AT&T, everybody has to be competitive. So Verizon came out with an awesome prepaid plan, 6 gigs a month. But then that's 6 gigs of 6 gigs of high-speed data, and then unlimited slower data.
Right.
So it's kind of like an unlimited data plan. They just
And
throttle your speeds back.
If you don't use all your data in a month, this rolls over the next month.
Yeah.
Because I've been kind of storing up my data over time, and I recently was on a drive and I want to stream this, and I could do it and feel comfortable about it because I had so much data left over, and it's great.
Are you sure that's the truth, that they actually have the rollover data?
Yes.
Okay.
Carryover data.
Okay, cool.
I promise.
All right.
I promise you.
Hold you
get
to that
carryover
one.
data.
I didn't know that. That's cool.
Yep. So,
Yeah, saving up your data.
what do we got in the chat? Fire up some questions for us. Yeah, I mean, if you have any other questions about senior cell phone plans, feel free.
Some people are sharing our opinions with AT&T.
Yeah, I mean, I have never used AT&T as a carrier, but if you have some personal experience, let us know in the chat. We're happy to read it out loud for you.
Purse Diva said that just logged on, posed the question about phones and plans for seniors a few weeks ago. Well, this video will be saved so you can watch it later.
Yep.
This video will be up for a little bit of time, but we're also going to come out with cell phones for seniors video. But you can also check out our cell phones for seniors article on upphone.com.
Yeah, just go to upphone.com and scroll down to the homepage. It's going to be right there for you.
Why don't I just drop a link in the chat real quick?
Oh, yeah, sure, go ahead. That makes more sense than, yeah, there you go.
Well, here's a link to the seniors article right there, guys.
D3YT asks, can you guys share some battery draining fix for iOS 13 beta? Well,
No.
I've got some good news. I've got some good news for you. We actually, tomorrow we're going to record a video called 13 iOS 13 battery tips, which I think you will find helpful.
Yes. Don't ask us where we got that number from.
Yeah.
13 iOS 13.
I thought it was clever. But
It is clever.
Apparently not.
It's pretty good. Yeah. The part of the problem with the beta software, and the reason I was laughing, is that the beta software is just bad for batteries. I mean, they have sometimes you can get into analytics and you can turn things off because the beta versions come with different things that aren't turned off by default. But yeah, you're just gonna have to wait for the regular iOS 13 to come out.
Yeah. Mary asks, how soon do you think the iPhone 11 will be out? The Apple event's going to be next month,
Yep.
Date hasn't been determined yet.
I'm going to go with September 27th.
We're actually going to have an article right after the Apple event called How to Pre-Order the iPhone 11 or whatever the name is on payetteforward.com. So regardless of your carrier, we'll help you out there and get the phone as soon as you can.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
I'll get it. I'll open it up. I'll probably be, another iPhone.
Yep.
Great.
So fire up your questions in the chat for us. We're going to take another quick 60-second break here, and we will be back so soon.
Yeah, I got to plug in my Mac, too.
All right.
All right, we'll be right back.
Be right back.
Thanks.
Get your soul. Hunting alone. Traveling from the deep forest into the sun. In war, there's never an option to run.
We're back.
How fast was that?
Pretty fast.
A little bit longer than our last break. So a couple things I just saw in the chat. Other people are ragging on the Senior Nation plan. Yeah, it's really, I think we actually mentioned it in the seniors article as one of the worst, if not the worst, cell phone plan for seniors. So yes, that's bad.
Absolutely. Yep, what we love about Apple is this time I save ignoring speculation about what will happen at the events. I just watch the event and go from there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
that's all
we're
we can do.
mostly like that too. I mean, because I saw today that there were contradictory leaks on whether the new iPhone, to have a USB-C port as opposed to the Lightning port. So originally they said we're going to ditch it, and then they said no, we're going to keep it. Then we're going to ditch it. Now everyone's kind of agreeing that they're going to keep the Lightning port.
Yeah.
So if you follow the leaks every day for the course of 6 months before the Apple event, you're going to get a lot of wrong information.
Yeah.
But pretty much if you wait until the last week or so before the event, everything's kind of firm.
Yeah. Everybody, people leak things all the time, but I mean, I don't personally get that excited about the leaks that come out.
Right.
Because a lot of them aren't that exciting anyway.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. I got a little excited with Face ID, but yeah, go ahead.
Can you do some research on Canadian carriers? Yeah, so we did all or pretty much every U.S. carrier, and kind of one of our next phases is going to be kind of expand to the UK specifically, and then Canada. Sure, why
Canada, yep. Australia.
not? Yeah,
You guys speak our language, so that's easier for
Yeah,
us.
yeah.
But eventually, it'd be great to go worldwide with a lot of the
Absolutely.
plans and phones. Yep.
absolutely. Have you guys ever had T-Mobile? If you ever have, did you like it? I have had TracFone, which is an MVNO, which kind of borrows from every single network.
Tell us what an MVNO is, David.
They're the small carriers that lease coverage from the big carriers. So,
Yep.
for example, I also had Virgin Mobile. They lease coverage from Sprint.
Yep.
So it's kind of like having Sprint. But the thing with the MVNOs is that since they're not necessarily affiliated with the larger carrier they lease coverage from, they can kind of offer their own deals. So I got a really good unlimited plan from Virgin Mobile for $25 a month for a while. So that was cool.
Yep. And MVNOs, there's 4 main networks in the U.S. Verizon, AT&T, Sprint, and T-Mobile.
Yep.
And then every other carrier that you've heard of is a combination of one or more of those carriers. So some carriers lease for more than one, and
Yep.
other ones are just a single one.
Yeah, so I've had TracFone, Virgin, and Verizon, all CDMA networks. So
And now you've got Tello.
I do, yeah. Tello sent us a couple phones.
Yep, Telomobile.
They're a Sprint MVNO as well. So.
Yeah. And we were actually pretty impressed with the
Yeah,
speeds that we
actually,
saw.
yeah. The Tello speeds were better than I expected they would be.
Yeah,
So
just we have good Sprint coverage.
probably
I
gonna,
guess.
probably gonna do a video on that soon.
Yeah, thanks Telemobile.
Yes.
Yep, sending us some stuff for free.
Plenty more live streams in the future. Yeah, I mean, if there's demand for it.
Yeah. Make sure to sign up and subscribe to our
subscribe.
channel. But you guys are a fan, so you're probably already
Yeah.
subscribed.
Yeah,
So
hopefully.
tell your
If
friends.
you're not subscribed yet, tell your friends. Yeah, totally.
Yeah. What do we have to do to earn your subscription? What do we have to do to get you to
Yeah.
subscribe today? Take the used carsman.
Yeah.
Carsman. So I'm a little tired, apparently.
Used car salesman.
Salesman, thank you. Jar Cohen, thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Feel free to toss any more questions in the chat. We're gonna wrap up relatively soon
Yep.
here.
Yeah.
If you like the stream, let us know in the chat for sure. Because if there's demand for these streams, we will continue to do them.
Yeah.
Right now, what our video schedule is like, we do 2 a week. I come down here every 2 weeks, and we record 5 or 6 videos at a time and kind of schedule them in advance. So,
Yep, we drip them out.
but, yep.
Yep, we drip them out.
Yeah, but if there's demand for live streams, we could totally incorporate a live stream into that process somewhere too, a couple times a month.
Yeah, I enjoy the live streams.
Do you think it is worth paying $49 for an iPhone 6s 16 gigabyte phone? Yeah, that sounds
Yeah.
like a really good deal, actually.
Yeah, totally. Really, where the expense comes in then is the plan. So
Right.
what plan are you going to use with that?
Yeah, it depends on your plan, your carrier, but that's a really good deal.
Yeah, we've seen some really great deals from carriers.
Yeah.
You know, I just saw a commercial tonight for a Sprint plan.
Yeah, well, the Sprint Unlimited Kickstart, $25 a month, unlimited data, minutes and messages.
And you can get an iPhone 10R for $15
Yeah,
a
with
month.
the Sprint Flex lease, we talked about that earlier. So you're getting unlimited data and a brand new phone for $40 a month.
It's a great deal. $40 a month with the phone.
Yeah, most unlimited plans these days run you at least $50. So
Yep, and then you got to have a phone too.
yeah.
So,
So
it's
check
a
out our
great
article
deal.
on Sprint Unlimited Kickstart. Yeah, we got that as well on Upphone.
Yep, 21 Bricks says, I think that Apple has the best phones, but I like Samsung's accessories better. I think they're cheaper and better quality, like the Galaxy Buds. Cool.
Yeah.
I'm not too familiar with the Galaxy Buds.
I think it's like Samsung's AirPods.
Yeah, well, yeah, I got that.
Yeah,
I got that.
There you
much.
go. That's what you need to know about that.
Thank you, David.
Yes.
Oh, hey, Brandon. Thanks, Lori. You are awesome as well.
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm sort of running out of things to say.
Any issue? Yeah, just last call for questions. Any issues with Consumer Cellular? Is Consumer Cellular the carrier that charges you the big lump sum up front for a phone and then it's $25 payments?
Yeah, Consumer Cellular is one of the companies that markets specifically to seniors, but they're the good ones.
Yeah, their marketing strategy is a lot less condescending.
Yeah, and there's this one commercial. They're like, "Oh, we're seniors. Of course, we love to learn new things."
Right,
You know,
yeah,
and so that's cool. They also sell the worst tablet in history.
That's right.
It's called the GrandPad. It's horrible. It has, I think, it's $40 a month, and you can't even use the thing.
Right, just get
It's
an
supposed
iPad.
to be easy to use. It is an absolute ripoff. Stay away from the GrandPad. But their plans are okay, and their marketing isn't too
Yeah,
bad.
the issue you may run into with Consumer Cellular is that if you want to get a new phone, there's like an upfront payment. So like I think the iPhone 10R, it's $500 up front and then $25 installments.
Yeah.
So if you're on like a fixed income and you don't have the $500 to drop on a new
Lump sum.
phone,
Yeah.
that might be cost prohibitive for some people.
Yeah,
but-
for some reason, all of their monthly payments are $25 a month for 2 years, which adds up to what?
20, 24.
25
25 times 24.
times 12 is 300.
Yeah, there you go.
So times 2 is 600.
Sure.
So you get $600, but then you have to make up the difference. So if the phone costs $1,200, like David said, and you got to put down $600 and then pay $25 a month for 2 years, which adds up to $1,200,
Right.
which is expensive.
And a lot of people these days don't like locking themselves into those long-term deals with carriers anymore because most carriers, I mean, you can go to Verizon, T-Mobile, AT&T, and Sprint, you can get a no contract plan. And it's great.
All right, 21 Bricks says, do you guys like Pizza Hut? I think that David is the most qualified to answer this
I
question.
actually used to deliver pizzas for a Pizza Hut.
Yeah.
I
think we stole you away.
yeah, I was working like you can't. I don't think you can work more than 40 hours a week because then there's like some healthcare government issues. So I was working like 35 hours a week at a Pizza Hut for 3 months.
Had a great manager.
Had a manager that was okay.
Yep, Pam.
The thing about that Pizza Hut is that, sometimes I'd leave at 11 and I'm like, I need to eat, obviously. So I'll get Pizza Hut. But every time I ate from that specific Pizza Hut, I got sick.
Me too.
But then there's a Pizza Hut where I live now and I get from time to time, not super often, and it's great and I never get sick. So
It just speaks to the
yeah.
quality of the pizzas that.
Yeah, it was interesting. Yeah, I was made the food there, and I was a delivery driver. I was everything. Yeah, and then I left to work for Pay It Forward. So, good career decision there.
Yeah, Leo. Consumer cellular is, I think, postpaid while sounding like they are prepaid. Interesting. Yeah.
Switched to
Leo.
Verizon prepaid yesterday. Loving the signal strength to compare to T-Mobile. Yeah, Verizon prepaid is the plan that we both have.
Yep.
My whole family is actually on Verizon prepaid now because
Yeah, mine are switching over too.
yeah, it's really every month we make a video best cell phone plans of month, and every month the top plan is Verizon prepaid. Maybe that'll change soon, but it's the best plan.
Yep.
Best coverage,
Yeah.
data, unlimited minutes of messages.
Yeah, Leo, good to see you as well. Thank you for.
Where
dropping by.
was I poisoning the people? No, I didn't do prep, so blame it on the prep team.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, $49 for new bag.
Were you poisoning the pizzas? No.
No.
Yeah. U.S. Cellular. Interesting. Yeah, we don't have U.S. Cellular here.
Yeah,
Smaller network.
yeah, they're not available everywhere.
Nope. Nope. Nope.
Nope.
Nope.
Yeah, so
So check out upphone.com.
Right.
If you want to get a new phone. It
Or a
helps
plan.
us out, or a plan. Yep, helps us out. If you go through upphone.com, it's our new website. We built it.
not mandatory to get a new
Not
cell phone plan.
mandatory, no. And but it helps us out,
Yep.
and we'd love to hear your thoughts on that too.
Yep. If you haven't already, check out our most recent video, 10 iPhone settings to turn on. It's got a lot of views already. People are liking that video.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen the 7 settings to turn off video, that one's our most popular video ever. So we did something right.
We did.
Check out that video.
Yeah, we did that.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
2.4 million views in like 10 days.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Yeah, it's
Like all of a sudden we're popular.
I've never gone viral before. It was kind of cool
Yeah,
to
it was
watch
awesome.
the numbers spike like
it's
that.
really cool.
Yep.
Made some money too.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah. We sure did. So, if you're not already subscribed, please subscribe. That
helps us
a ton.
out tremendously.
Share this channel with people you know. I actually had a funny story. After our video went viral, my dad's old boss said, "Hey, I just saw your son on YouTube. Someone recommended the video." Just totally coincidence. So, word of mouth is a great way to...
Yep, if you know David's father, you
great.
go tell him to.
Yeah.
Yep. My parents watch our videos too. They do.
Yes. Val identity. Last question we're going to answer tonight. Help SOS. Only have this is the one that only has consumer cellular. $49 for a new battery for iPhone 6s. I don't know. That's cheap. I mean,
I think it's time for a new phone, Val.
yeah. I mean, if you need to replace the battery in even older iPhone, it's probably a sign to just get a new one.
Yep. Sometimes people want to hang on to the old technology, but they're looking
Yeah.
for an excuse because I just get the gut feeling that Val is gonna like
Yeah.
the new phones.
I mean, if
Go get a 10R.
Yeah, if it's not an immediate issue, which it kind of sounds like it is actually,
Yeah.
the next Apple event is in a month.
Yep.
So you might want to wait because when those new iPhones are announced too, you might see price reductions in the 10R, 10s, and 10s Max. So if it's not an emergency, maybe wait a month. But if it is an emergency, it's probably time to get a new phone.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yep.
So thank you guys for watching the stream.
Yep.
Give it a thumbs up. Leave us a comment. If you like the stream, let us know in the comments of this video or other videos, and we will continue to do them if there's demand for it. As I said a million times, please subscribe to this channel, and as always, thank you for watching.
Yep.